Next week on WWE Raw, fist fight. Wow. Fist fight, guys, next week on Raw. I can't wait to fucking fist my own ass next week. That's going to be really great. This is the Monday Night Raw review. If you're new to the channel, I hope you guys subscribe down below and get ready for the fist fight next week. Whoa! My name is Joe Cronin. Subscribe to the channel, and let's begin.
Over 50 million views. You're listening to The Joe Cronin Show. The Joe Cronin Show.
The Joe Cronin Show.
Fist me. I hope you hang your mother. This country sucks. This place sucks. CNN masturbated all fucking day. Dude, I will eat your fucking asshole out and then spit it into your mouth, baby bird style. Who wants to go? Call the show. I'll fuck your ass! I want to kill myself! If I think it sucks, I tell you!
The Joe Cronin Show.
Good evening to everybody out there who watched Monday Night Raw, the slow crash landing explosion of Raw. Oh, man. The first hour and a half, maybe the first hour, it was seemingly kind of a little fun to watch. You know what the first hour and a half of Raw, maybe the first hour of Raw. The first hour of Raw to me reminded me of basically like the 80s, like if there was no Hulk Hogan or Macho Man. Like pretend there was no Hulk Hogan or Macho Man or maybe no Jake Roberts and, you know, just no like major superstars, but they had all the other stars that were pretty good, you know, sort of like that were just, you know, there. We kind of know them, whatever the case is. Those guys, that is 100% what Raw reminded me of. I was like, it's kind of nice. I kind of get it. I get it. I'm into it a little bit. But then it just got worse and worse and worse and horrible. Paul Heyman's segment was really pretty good. I liked his speech. And we'll talk about that in a few minutes in the Lesnar stipulation. And I sort of like some of the Owens and Samoa Joe stuff, the build-up of who the partner is going to be, and, you know, some of the stuff. Andrade and Rey Mysterio was kind of good until the ending. It was like a mix of one match that was really good and another thing that sucked. We'll talk more about that in a minute. Drew McIntyre, a lot to talk about with him a little bit. But also Aleister Black, too, and Drew McIntyre with just repeat matches. So anyway, with that being said, what's up, chat? How the hell are you guys doing, everybody? I think people murdered themselves tonight. Because I can tell you right now, this is I can see the trends, man. I can always see the trends when people pass the fuck out or flipped out or whatever the case is. And I'm telling you, man, people passed out tonight. People passed out to this tonight. I think people didn't even make it to see who the hell was at the end of Raw tonight. But there were some things to like about Raw to me, but not too much. So with that being said, let's bring in Jake DeMarco. How you doing, Jake? You're muted.
Overall, it was a better show than last week. But
that's true.
Not by much. I mean, there were some things to enjoy. The wrestling was really good tonight for what we did get.
Yeah.
Some good moments. It was funny because there was a report over the weekend. Wade Keller was talking about how Drew McIntyre is making a full turn to a babyface. And he said this is going to play into Brock Lesnar's announcement for the Royal Rumble. The angle is going to, be dual fold. So Brock's going to be entering the Rumble, and he said, "Well, do it with angles, the angle of the Royal Rumble. I can't talk, don't mind me." So it makes sense. Now he ended up being right. We saw this full-on face transformation from McIntyre. Finally, he's kind of been teetering back and forth, but he was playing to the crowd tonight, trying to be really entertaining, and then gave his backstory. He's never had a chance at the WWE title or any championship, and besides the NXT title, which he forgot about suddenly. But hey, at least not on the main roster has he been given a title shot. And the crowd got behind him. They wanted to see the Claymore kick again. He was getting cheered, so I'm appreciative of that. At least that was a good angle, and he'll be entering the Rumble. And according to Wade Keller, it said that this is an idea of Paul Heyman's, and the hope is that the fans will cheer Drew, and then they will go ahead and have him face Lesnar in the Rumble, and that'll lead to him facing possibly Lesnar at Mania. So,
I got that feeling too when McIntyre was talking and when he was flipping out in the ring and doing his little promo. I started thinking, like, it would really be nice to see Drew McIntyre like fight Lesnar or kick Lesnar's ass and win. So that really was what I was thinking about as well. Like that's all I could think about. But yeah, man, this was a tough show tonight.
I'm really baffled and confused by it. The WWE champion is entering the Royal Rumble, but the title's not on the line.
Well, is that better than what we thought was happening? Because we thought he was going to be wrestling the commentator guy, right? We thought he was going to wrestle.
I thought he was wrestling Erick Rowan.
No,
either him or Drew McIntyre.
What's the other guy though? What's that guy? I heard that he was going to wrestle the guy he took out.
Oh, Madden there?
Dio Madden was going to face him. And
my assumption was split between Erick Rowan or Drew McIntyre because everybody else was busy on the Raw side of things.
I just don't know why you'd have Rowan do it because he's in the middle of this build of this thing.
It's a shitty idea, but that's what was being discussed. So I could just see them doing it as a one-off. They've been building him, and then he's able to get destroyed and go back to his gimmick. It doesn't really, hurt his angle because he can go right back to the cage thing after losing to Lesnar. But they've been building him up as a monster, destroying everybody pretty quick, quick fashion. So
I guess when I heard Dio, I abandoned all the other things because they were so stupid that at least
it's all stupid. I mean,
but Dio Madden makes more sense. All right, he has this match with Lesnar, and you can do this thing where he's coming back to get I remember you attacked me, and I'm proud. I'm a proud guy. Blah blah. And then he surprisingly almost beats Lesnar or something like that, and then he gets beat, but he almost he surprises people, and that sort of story might work with the crowd. To be honest, in a weird way, people might actually cheer for Dio, but either way, it doesn't matter. It's just a way to get Lesnar on the card, not bury somebody else.
Yeah, that's what I thought they were going through. Just go ahead, get him there, get one more match in until we get to Mania. That was pretty much my thought process because that's pretty much usually what happens.
And then
but now he's going to be in the Rumble, so the WWE champion isn't putting the title on the line, but is going into the Rumble. So if he wins, then what? He doesn't have to wrestle at WrestleMania?
No, if he wins, then he can get a shot at the other belt. That's what I think they said that, didn't they?
No, he was just saying that there's no one that can challenge him. He outright said that there's no one that can beat him. So instead of facing one person, he's going in at number one and facing everybody. He doesn't want the other belt. That's what I said. It made it so convoluted here.
It sounds like he's going to get eliminated by whoever the person wins the Rumble. He'll be there at number 30. He'll be the big he'll be the big obstacle. He'll be like a beast in the Rumble.
I bet you it'll be someone like Tyson Fury or who's the MMA guy he just fought? My brain is mush tonight. The one he fought in Saudi.
Well, you think someone's going to eliminate him in the middle or something by pulling him out after they get eliminated?
No, I think they'll bring somebody back like Tyson Fury or Cain Velasquez. There we go. They'll bring somebody like that back. Cain Velasquez, Tyson Fury.
Bring him back for what?
For the Rumble.
Why?
Because that'll be the big obstacle. That'll be like the shit moment for them.
Well, I think Lesnar's going to. I think if Lesnar's in the Rumble number one, I think they're setting up for a record here. So Lesnar is going to literally.
He's going to run shop on everybody, and then they'll build, like you said, to the end, and they'll have some surprises along the way. Cain Velasquez, Tyson Fury, things like that. I imagine will be like the big obstacle for him to face.
So somebody will, but
Roman will be like in the either number 8 or number 12 around there, and that'll keep him and Lesnar busy for a while. That's when Lesnar will stop eliminating everybody, and it'll give them a chance to face off for a little bit. and then more people will come in. Lesnar will clear house again. It'll kind of just rinse and repeat that way, I imagine.
I'm assuming that we're going to get, like, somebody's going to come out, and Lesnar will be the only one in the ring. Number 30 will come out. With Lesnar
he'll have the
one.
ring emptied, and that'll be their big, spot. That's what I'm saying. I could picture somebody like Cain Velasquez or again.
But I don't think so about that. That's not
because they certainly want to see him again.
No, but Cain Velasquez isn't going to come out 30.
He could.
That's dumb. Like
I agree, it's dumb. But
so Cain Velasquez is going to win the Rumble.
I could see them doing something like this to get to Lesnar. Can't you?
Oh my God, dude, that would be
This way, Velasquez doesn't have to wrestle the entire Rumble.
No, my God, I'll kill myself.
Brock Lesnar has
about
eliminated guys 1 through 29, and then he comes out and look, they got him because they still want another match with Kane.
I'll shoot myself. I was talking about Drew McIntyre comes out 30.
I would love it if that was the case.
And then he comes in and fucking beats the shit, and then it looks like he's eliminated, and then he doesn't get eliminated, then he eliminates Lesnar.
I would love to see it where, you see Drew, Lesnar's there number 1, and all the way up to like number 7 or 8, Lesnar just throws them out one by one. Kind of like when CM Punk had that year as well, where he was sitting giving the sermon in the ring and just eliminating everybody one by one.
I think it's more likely you see
that, and then you get to number 8 or 9. That's when some big name comes out, Roman, Seth, someone like that, and they give him a hard time. It's more his equal. It's not the No Way Jose that's getting thrown over the top rope. And then we go ahead, we see them, and now people start piling in. Lesnar eliminates a bunch of them again. Only like 1 or 2 remain. You get another 5 in, things like that. You just keep getting them dumped out. And then you get to the very end. I would like to see McIntyre in the middle and have him hang on, be like number 14 to 18, somewhere in there.
Yeah. And
then him and Lesnar be the last 2. He eliminates Lesnar. And that's when he gets his title shot against Lesnar at the Rumble. That'd be a great story. It's easy to set up. He's never had his title shot. There's his title shot. They don't have to make it a messy, convoluted storyline. Just it's perfect. He eliminated Lesnar. He wants the title. That's it.
Yeah, I just want McIntyre to face Lesnar. That's all I want. I don't want
my ideal Rumble now that they're doing this.
Cain Velasquez comes out number 30. I'll kill somebody.
I hate that idea. I don't want it to happen, but I could picture them doing something like that because they want another match with him.
I think they got to know that guy doesn't work. They have to know that Velasquez. Like, I could see him coming out 15 or something, 20. Like, everyone's been eliminated. Now they sort of do the Stone Cold Bret Hart thing. Like, Brock Lesnar's in the ring. Number 10 is Velasquez. He comes out. There's nobody else in the ring. And then he eventually gets thrown out anyway. Yeah, I mean, I could see that. But, oh, my God, if they do him number 30 with nobody else in the ring but Lesnar.
Or John Cena, number 30.
I mean, that. Well.
And then Cena comes out and wants to. Because doesn't Cena need one more title win? To
maybe,
break that record, right?
Yeah, I don't even care about Cena that much.
I'm just saying that could be these are just ideas, but
anything
that's another, that's a story in its own right.
As long as it ain't that MMA schlub that he just whooped his ass and he looks like a fucking weird Barbie doll.
Yeah, and even with Kane having the knee issues and things like that, he's not made for wrestling.
He can't do this. No. He can, but he can't. No, I take it back. He can do stuff, but he can't be it's not that big. He's not that big to be in that position.
He's a tag partner, and I'm not being rude. He was great in MMA because he's just a brooding hulk of a man that can hit hard.
Yeah, he just can't be the main focus of a big thing at the Rumble. Maybe had he not debuted already and he was better, then that would make sense. But no, I don't want to see that. I think people would get really mad. I thought it was really funny that people thought somebody big was coming back tonight on Raw. I had the bar so low that I wasn't angry at all. I was like, oh, it's going to be, because usually what happens is it's somebody from the roster we just haven't seen in like a month. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, it's going to be some stupid shit. Like it's going to be like
saying
Umberto.
Edge and Cena, and I honestly didn't think it'd be even anyone returning.
Yeah.
I thought they would do, until beginning of the night when we had the angle set up, I said, oh, maybe it'll be someone like Rusev. A lot of people were convinced it was Aleister Black. I mean, those kind of things make sense. Even
That's
Ricochet.
what I thought. And I was going to be like, oh, this is going to be boring. Who cares? And then it was
the
Big
last
Show.
time we saw Big Show was September 2017 when he got put through the cage by Braun.
But you remember last week?
Do you
remember last week? We talked about Big Show coming back. We were like,
yep.
It was so weird, dude. Last week we were sitting here like, bring the Big Show back. It's been a while. It's time for him to, have his last WrestleMania moment and whatever. Again, if we've been talking about it for 4 years.
Yeah, get him into the Hall of Fame, and we talked about all this, and there he, lo and behold, there he is.
It was so weird, man.
They also did call the wedding officiant who got his ass beat up by security, which was hilarious. That was my favorite part of the night.
Why
they called him a Bill Belichick lookalike? So,
they called him that on the TV.
On commentary did.
That's so weird. After we said that all week last week.
Yeah, that, and after we brought up the Big Show, and
I think a lot of people did notice he looked like Belichick. I mean, the guy looked like Belichick. But how about him running to the ring? Was that the funniest fucking thing? Why was he running into the ring?
Slid right into the ring, and then everybody went ahead and.
What? Why was he running?
I don't know. I guess he thought like he was late for his spot or something. But I guess it took somebody to bring in his Bible, a female for security to let him go. That's what I was reading on Twitter. So take it with a grain of salt, but still. You definitely saw security tackle him in the ring, and then they cut to commercial, and commentary stopped whatever they were talking about with AJ Styles. They just couldn't react to the situation, so they didn't know if it was a plan or what. Well, but I thought it was a fan. It just looked odd.
Who knew that this guy could move this fast?
Yeah, really.
Because the funniest thing is in the background, like this in the background, like he's rolling into the ring, dude.
And they're talking like AJ Styles is going to get Randy Orton, and then they just stop talking.
They're tackling their own guy. I mean, I don't know if he's running because he realized the security was chasing him, so he figured, let me get in the ring as quickly as possible so the people on the camera will realize like something's going on. Or
it must have been.
Was he running because he was late? Like he had to get in the ring that quick? And it was the funniest fucking thing.
Bernard said have Lesnar take on the pastor.
Yeah, the pastor should wrestle somebody. I mean, this guy looked old as shit, and he is running. And then he dives in the ring. It's like a fucking comedy scene, but it's not supposed to happen. If you
ridiculous.
Zoom in.
I just saw them jumping on him, and I'm like, what the hell? Why do fans try and get in the ring, especially when no one's in there? What? And then we, lo and behold, see him in the next scene. I'm like, wow, they really tackled the wedding guy. They had to.
If you're watching this, you see him running and then dives in the ring and then slides and rolls, and then these guys tackle him. I mean, what is going on? I'm fucking
Happy New You.
It was so funny, dude. I started losing my mind, watching it live. I couldn't believe this old dude running and then diving into the ring. He slid like a missile into the ring and then rolled. And then security starts diving on him. I mean, it just fucking was way too funny. I couldn't breathe.
Oh, I was dying. I was like, why do fans go ahead and try and, get into the ring? I hate it when they do that shit. And I was like, it was odd because there's nobody even in the ring. Usually they do it when somebody's there. And then to see when they come back, I'm like, wait, that's the same guy. Oh, my God, they tackled him.
When they came back and I saw the pastor, I was like, wait a minute. Were those fans attacking it? What did I see? And then when I went on Twitter and I saw what people were saying, the people on Twitter were the ones who cleared it up for me. Otherwise, I didn't know. I didn't even think about it. I just thought, wait a minute. I couldn't really put two and two together. And then when I went on Twitter, everyone's showing me the pictures from the arena, and I'm like, oh my God. Here comes Super Chat.
How did you like my video games collection, Joe?
I loved your video game collection, Casey is Raw. It's insane, dude. I want to rob your house and then leave you in a shallow grave and take all of your stuff.
Oh,
thank you,
bit
Casey.
of the bubbly.
That's it.
Want some bubbly? Look at this stuff.
Give me some bubbly. Who's
a
got
little
the
bit of
bubbly?
That's
it.
Who's got it?
Oh my God, the Monday Night Messiah is getting hit. Monday Night Messiah gets up. Oh no, Monday Night Messiah gets hit again. Big Show for the pin. No, Monday Night Messiah kicks out. Monday Night Messiah gets up and boom, Monday Night Messiah go down. Big Dog.
I am the Monday Night Messiah. I mean, listen, Monday Night Messiah is funny when Seth says it a couple times. I like it. Why in the world are the commentators calling him that so many times? Stop calling him that over and over again. By the way, I liked it. I thought it was funny. When Seth Rollins said, I am the Monday Night Messiah, I started dying laughing. Obviously, Vince made that up. Obviously, Vince wrote that. Obviously, Vince wanted him to be called that, whatever. And this is one of those times where I agree with Vince. That's funny. And Seth Rollins saying it is even funnier. but it is Vince. It's clearly Vince McMahon. You're the Messiah. You're the Monday Night Messiah. Like this is all Vince McMahon. Telling the commentators to say it 1,000 times, unfortunately, is also Vince McMahon. So Vince
always.
Like, I give him a thumbs up. That's good. I like Monday Night Messiah, and I think what Seth is saying is funny. But then it goes too far when the announcers say it 19 times. So, all I needed to do was hear Rollins say the Monday Night Messiah once or twice, and then the announcers bring it up once, and then they call him Seth Rollins the rest of the match.
I think the King said it 6 times.
Yeah.
At least.
Just overboard. It was funny. It was good. It fit Rollins. It actually fits Rollins. Sometimes these Vince McMahon things don't fit people. Like, they say them, and you're like, that's Vince, and it sounds wrong coming out of that person's mouth. But Seth Rollins saying, like, I am the Monday Night Messiah. Like, that's fucking, to me, is hilarious. For some reason, like, that works for me. But saying it 90 times killed it. Already.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fucking stupid. So, like, Vince, you had a good idea, and then you pissed on your little good idea. You Tommy Boyed it.
There's a lot of things like that tonight where they had a decent idea either originally or in theory, and they pissed all over it. Look at what happened with Becky. Now she's doubting herself.
Yeah, what was that?
That was really a strange flip in her ideals and not at all what her character traits usually are.
I'm in the ring and I'm dating myself. Like, what the fuck? You're the champion.
You're supposed to. I'm taking a look at what the man's supposed to be, and then she breaks down and says that she basically can't handle Asuka. I'm like, that was the reason why you begged for this fight, right? So what are we getting here? What are you doing?
What the fuck was this promo from Becky?
I'm genuinely curious what Asuka said. That's why I asked on Twitter if anybody knew. Sometimes people pick up on it. I guess a lot of it was just curse words in her language, her native tongue. But I was curious as to what she said. But then she hits Asuka, and that was it. Becky just leaves while Asuka throws a fit. That doesn't really it was just so unsatisfying. As Tommy always says, it was just greatly lackluster in its entirety. What are they going with here?
It's not even lackluster. I think it's damaging. I think they hurt her character
that too. But it makes me want to see this feud less and less every time they bring it back up. It was such a simple thing. She beat you last year, therefore now you want to beat her. She has your number. That's all. Why do you have to go into these deep sense of doubt and I don't know. It's baffling why they have to just continually downplay their faces, and then they destroy the credibility of their heels in the same angle. They make their good guys and their bad guys look like crap, both ways. How do you destroy both sides?
I don't know, man. Did I miss something in this promo? Is there something I missed? Did somebody else see something? To me, I was watching this melancholy malaise of Becky.
Yeah.
Like, what is this? Like, it's not... Why isn't she like, I've been waiting to erase that from the records for a long time and legitimize this championship. And if that means I have to break your arm to legitimize my championship, then damn it, I'll break your arm. We
didn't get any of that, though. We just got her breaking down and questioning her judgment.
It's like, oh, yeah, I've had this, no matter what I do, I've had this title, and blah, 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 blah. But everybody reminds me, oh, you lost to Asuka. Well, I've had just about enough of this lost to Asuka shit, and I'm fixing to break her arm. Whatever the fucking Irish accent.
And if Asuka wants to go off, you know what I mean?
Why is she sitting there like, I don't know what I can do? What?
Yeah, being so, like you said, just melancholy and downtrodden and beaten. She's acting like she was already defeated again. And then Asuka, if she wants to spout out maybe 2 lines at most in another language, fine. But for her entire promo to be cut that way, it's I don't know. That takes away from the angle, I think, as well.
Right. And why not have Asuka just say, you've Becky's so scared of Asuka. That's why
less is more with her. We've said it a million times. Same thing with Nakamura. When you have a language barrier, have them say as little as possible, but in the sense of like, the most exposition you can get out in just few words. Right there, you just summed it up. Becky's scared, she's afraid, and that would be enough. But instead, she rambles on and on. We have no idea what she's saying, and then she gets hit, and then she throws a tantrum.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many. It's all. I agree. There's just all these things you could do. Asuka could say, you're scared of me. That's why you've been running for a year, and then say a bunch of stuff in Japanese after that, like blah, 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 blah. And then Becky can be like, I don't understand the half of what you just said, but I'll tell you one thing. I'm gonna break your stupid arm. Like that. Just something like that. Like, or I'm gonna, you can talk in Japanese. You can talk in 2 languages. I'm going to break, both your arms, or I'm going to, whatever, just stuff like that. Like, why is it so difficult? Why are they going with like, oh, I'm doubting what I'm doing, but I have the belt? And like, it's just so weird. It was convoluted again to me. What is she doing in there doing that? Anyway, I don't even care to spend any more time on it, because at this point, I don't care.
That's the problem. It was something that I originally wanted to see. And they forced me to the point of having just no care at all. No fucks given. They have to take something that's good and just overcomplicate it and make it such a convoluted mess time and time again that you don't want to see the result. Why can't they just let things die where they are? Let it lie and let it build on its own.
This sucks. I don't know. Becky's
This
done.
is what happened for the main event last year. I was hyped at first. All right, we're gonna get Becky and Ronda Rousey. Then we got to add Charlotte. And then, like I said, we've heard it before. We had to add all the injury angles and the police and the arrests and the firings, the suspensions, taking people in, switching people around, changing titles. It was madness. By the time you got there, you're like, just get this over with. Instead of being like, yes, I can't wait to see what happens. You're like, just get this done with. I don't want to see it anymore. That's terrible. Yeah, it's the exact opposite of what they should be going for. We started off tonight with Paul Heyman making a great point, essentially, that there's no one to face Lesnar at the Rumble. Realistically, right now, Raw, SmackDown, and NXT combined. I mean, NXT you might be able to make a somewhat of an argument for, but even then, those guys don't. They're big stars on the NXT brand, but they're not. I'm trying to word this properly. They're not nationwide stars. They're not big on a massive scale yet. We might love Keith Lee, we might love Adam Cole, and a majority of the fans know him, but not the majority. So that's still an issue. You have to make these people more, bigger stars and more well known to have them face Brock Lesnar. That's a huge marquee matchup. Lesnar's right. Who from Raw or SmackDown should be facing him right now that isn't involved in a storyline? There's no one left. That's why I said Erick Rowan. Drew McIntyre just started turning face, so give that time to blossom. That's why I don't mind Lesnar being in the Rumble. It's different. I just wish either his title was on the line or they made it more clear that what happens if he wins. Does he get to then just choose his own opponent? Does he not wrestle? Does he? I hope they clarify some of these things as time goes on, because right now it's got a lot of plot holes to it.
Yeah, I'm a little confused, too, as exactly what that means. But, yeah, it's I would assume he would wrestle for another belt. But, I mean...
Yeah, that's at least not how I took it.
But we don't know that. We don't know anything.
Yeah, so...
Let me play some more donations here, see what people are saying.
Give it a hell yeah!
What is unprecedented about Brock's entry into the RR? 2 guys have already won from number 1 and Roman Reigns already defended his title from number 1. Also Asuka has 10 times more character/charisma than Becky. Big Show chant WWE sucks.
Raw thoughts, thank you. I guess it is a little bit somewhere, yeah. Roman Reigns entered with his belt, number 1. Yeah. It's a little more, we don't know is really what it means.
How does Bryan Zane get hired for Impact and not you?
Mario Rodriguez, thank you so much for the donation. Impact. Did Bryan Zane really get hired for Impact? I know he was working with Ring of Honor.
I saw him post something about Ring of Honor, but...
I don't think he's working at Impact. I think he's working for Ring of Honor. Unless he's doing Impact as well. I don't know. Is there something else that I don't know about?
No, I saw him post like my first pay-per-view. And he was talking about Ring of Honor, I thought.
Yeah, I think he's working for Ring of Honor, not for not for Impact Wrestling. But yeah, I have no idea. I mean, he's pretty good. I mean, I like Bryan. The only thing that stinks is he's not really. I don't know if he's done commentary before, but he just got whisked into doing commentary seemingly out of nowhere. He's a good. I always like Zayn.
He's a great interview, and he's a really good manager.
Yeah, I don't like him as a commentator, so I don't know why. If he's hired for commentary, I don't understand that. But if he's a backstage guy or a host guy or an interviewer or a ring announcer, even especially the interviewer stuff, though, he's really good at that. If I had a wrestling company, I could hire somebody for like backstage interviews and stuff like that. You know, Brian Zane would be on my list if he wanted to do it. So of people that I would hire to do backstage interviews and things like that. But as far as somebody for like commentary at ringside, I wouldn't picture him for that as much. Although he's good, he can kind of direct and host any program. He's good with that too. So I could see why he's a really talented guy. He's a nice guy too. Except for when he charged everybody for $10 for photos of them at WrestleCon or whatever. That was hilarious. But no, I mean, you're there to make money. I mean, he's a big YouTuber. He's there. He's a big YouTuber. He's there to make money. If I was bigger, I might have done it too. I mean, had a booth or something. But instead, I just walked around and said,
"Well, he shelled out a lot of money too for the program you guys did too." I believe,
had D-Lo. Right? Yeah, he paid a lot of money to get us to do that thing. He probably lost money. I think he lost money on it, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, no, I mean, I'm really happy for him, to be honest. You know what I mean? I'm not like, I always do sit around and say like, I've basically given up on the commentary stuff. I'm still doing it for companies locally, but it's probably just not going to happen. But Brian Zane is good. I like Brian. And yeah,
I've been watching him for years. He's always entertaining, and his retro stuff is fantastic.
I'm really happy for Brian. That's not how I feel about it, but
his reviews have been rather flippant. Some days he's overtly positive, and then other times it's like a straight F grade. So
because this stuff has been so bad, he's probably finally he's starting to crack, and he's one of the type of guys that takes it easy on them.
Yeah, that always found the good in everything. But
yeah, even he is like, even guys like that who are like, I love wrestling still, I love WWE and everybody. He's like, I can't defend this anymore. What's next?
I want Drew to eliminate Brock. That would be cool.
Eliminate Brock. Yeah, that's what we want, man. I think we all want it. Now we're not going to get it because it's too early. Everybody's already talking about it. So, but thank you for that donation. Thank you for that as well.
About to get it, man. Here we go. About to get it, man. Here we go. Oh no!
Hey guys, just showing love. Today is my B-day. Made it to 38. Keep up the good work, fellas.
Hell yeah, baby. Happy 38. Nate from VA. Thank you for the $5, Nate. Nate has been a badass all year, especially in 2019, man, with the donations. Thank you, Nate, for keeping me on the air, man. Much appreciated.
You beat me to it. You said all year. I was going to say all 6 days.
Wait, what?
You said all year. You beat me to it, though. I was going to say all 6 days.
Yeah, I meant last year. Yeah. Not this year. That's his, I think, well, I don't know if that's his first one of this year, but 2019, Nate from VA was bombs away, baby. Nate, thank you. We got some more coming in. Let's see what else we're seeing.
Give it a hell yeah!
Bro, what the actual fuck was the ending of Mysterio versus El Mas? The most jumbled bullshit ending to a match I've seen in years. Raw was A for me. Hashtag cheers Ricky Gervais, hashtag voice of the voiceless, hashtag Hollywood pedophiles.
Brandon Colby, thank you. 3.5 out of 10. Yeah, that ending ruined the match. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. And yeah, Ricky Gervais, man, that was awesome. Fucking go get him. They must have approved it, though.
Super Chat Party.
I think they know people like it.
We're going to make sure McIntyre wins Adtr.
The San Jose Sharks referees have told us they will try to make sure Drew McIntyre does win the Royal Rumble. Indeed, everybody. Well, we'll see what happens. We're going to need all of you referees at the Royal Rumble to make sure that does happen. So we'll see. San Jose Sharks referees, thank you so much. You guys must have been working the Saints game, too.
They're all over the place.
Yeah, the Saints got away with some penalties, too, but they're upset right now. So, I told you they wouldn't make the Super Bowl.
You said it for months now.
I told you the Patriots wouldn't make it either.
Yeah, I was laughing at all the people tweeting you. Are you okay?
I'm like,
you
dude,
said this in September.
I've been like preparing the people for it, like because I knew that was going to happen. But no, I still got the. I mean, thanks for asking me if I'm okay. I'm okay.
Chat party.
Jeff Pascal with the 99-cent drop super chat party and a boom double super kick right to the face. Might have knocked the jaw off. Sorry, I'm just I'm hyped up. For no particular reason whatsoever. 69, your mamas. 69, my daddy. Right in his bunghole, son. Now take your thumb, push that tablet or that phone or that device you're in front of right now, and stick that thumb right up my ass. Come on. Do it. Do it. Stick the thumb up my ass. Did everybody see Hulk Hogan doing his best fucking impression with that towel on his head? Of the Iraqi and the Iranians.
Tweeted that picture.
It was amazing.
That was great. I died laughing because I just saw the picture you tweeted side by side. I didn't know that was actually something he tweeted out.
A little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Working out, brother.
Bubbly? Look at this stuff. Oh, a little bit of the bubbly. That's it.
What's up, Joe and JQ Sexy Beast?
What's going
Imagine
on?
how badass it would be if the final two in the Royal Rumble is Drew and Brock, and Drew eliminates Brock. Then as Brock walking up the ramp, Drew grabs a mic and says, "See you at WrestleMania, bitch."
That's badass. Yeah, man. He's like celebrating in the ring and everybody's celebrating. And then Brock is almost out of the arena, like at the top of the ramp, almost gone. And he says, "See you at WrestleMania, bitch!" Like, and he spiked the mic. Oh my God!
Super chat
Great
party.
great idea, San Jose refs.
Becky is trying to get in Kill Bill Volume 3.
I'm all about that.
Nick Grasso. That's pretty fucking funny, man. Oh, Nick. Thank you, Nick Grasso. That was. Oh man, you actually made me laugh. I can't believe it. That fucking joke made me laugh. Yeah, here's Hulk Hogan doing his best impression right there. I said, now Hulk Hogan's racism has really gone too far. I'm sorry, but when the Iranians threaten America, like at first I'm like, oh my God, I hope they don't say anything terrible. They're gonna kill us or something because of what Trump did. Please don't bomb us. And then this guy comes on, and whatever he says, it doesn't matter because all I see is toilet paper on his head. Okay, thank you so much for the donation. I much appreciated.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
It's also non-threatening when you're wearing clothes on your head.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly. That's it.
Good show. Can you guys see Brock lasting all 30 men in Royal Rumble? I feel like he gasses early in real life and wouldn't be booked to survive Ric Flair style.
Mickey Featherstone, thanks for the $3 and becoming a $3 shit bum. Man, I don't know.
That's why I said they do the whole like Brock is sleeping angle where he'd get through like the first 5 or 6 guys, then somebody would come out challenge him and they'd be beat up in the corner for a while. Then they'd let the ring build back up. He'd eliminate a few more, get his ass kicked again.
Did you see Andrade go for the DDT at the end and the referee stopped him because they had to have Ray leave the ring and show the shot of Ray saying sorry to Vega just for him to get back in the ring to get hit with the DDT and end it? 3 out of 10.
Yeah, Deftones, let me just cut right to this match really quickly here because
what a mess.
I need to see the real quick. I just want to look at the notes real for a second. So Heyman's promo I thought was great. And that whole thing with Lesnar, convoluted but great. Oh yeah, okay, so it was the second thing that happened. So then we get
Andrade, the United States champion, with Zelina Vega taking on Rey Mysterio.
Right, so like
this is the rematch. So,
but the point of that is, the match was at the first half of the match was really good. Like they were starting to have a match that could have been sort of like that almost could have been a classic for like, you know what I mean, like that could have been they were about to have the best match of the year, like, which is not saying anything. It's 6 days into the year, but that would have been they were about to set the bar. That was about to be the bar. That was about to be the match. Oh my God, Andrade and Rey Mysterio just had an 8 out of 10 match on Raw that was really good. They were going that direction to me. Right around after the powerbomb into the post, At that point, it was like, and then it was really good. And then all of a sudden, then the match started to like walk away. And then as the match started to walk away, then it went full fucking retarded. Then it went like into dumbass mode. And then it had the botches, and then it had the bad ending anyway. Like that match went from, hey man, this could be an 8 out of 10 tonight. And then when it started to die and run away, I said, okay, well I guess it's now become a 7.5 or a 7. But, still the best thing. Still a pretty good match. And then as the botches happened and the ending happened, I went, like, and threw my hands up in the air. And it went from a great match to a horrible match. And all I could think of was, wow, they just wasted the fuck out of my time. They had 3 commercial breaks during that match. At some point, 3 commercial breaks. And the first half of it was so good that I was invested in it. And then they took my investment and they shit on it. Like, so all that time that I was watching, and it would have been bad anyway had the match ended in fuckery anyhow, because why are you having I don't know how long the match was, somebody could tell me. Why are you having a 17-minute match where the ending is just going to be kerfuckery? If you're going to have fuckery like that at the very end, don't make the match any more than 12 minutes, like, at all.
Yeah, don't go on that long for you just to go ahead and have that type of finish.
Yeah, what are you doing? Like, and it was good, but then the botch too, and the weirdness, and then that, and then how it ended. I mean, dude, it was like I was watching a great match. It was like I was watching a naked, beautiful female about to score a touchdown in some kind of sex fantasy football game. And the naked female that I was in love with was about to cross the finish line with a football. And she was about to win the game and have sex with me if she wins. And so she's like running to the end zone with the ball in her hand. And I'm watching this whole game and I'm like, my love is about to cross the finish line naked with the football. And I'm horny. And then right as she gets to the finish line, somebody shoots her right in the tit. And like this blood splatter. And then she's still running, though. And then she gets shot again, though. And then she falls down. And then she fumbles the ball. And then she dies on the field. And someone on the other team picks up the ball and runs it all the way to the other side. And they score. And then instead of having sex, I'm tortured. Like if I lose, I was supposed to be tortured. And so someone begins smashing me in the balls with a baseball bat. That was exactly how that match went. I was like, this is amazing. This is amazing. Oh! Like, what the fuck? Like, Rey Mysterio and Andrade with the biggest cock tease match of the year.
And that's the one thing that they just can't help themselves with. We see this time and time and time again, where they go ahead and they give you these either great matches and moments with terrible endings or the fake out, and it's like, why? Why do you do this? Why do you have people interfere? Why do you, just have a finish? Let a champion be a champion. And I find it funny, too, like, okay, Zelina Vega is able to handle herself most often against most of the male competitors quite well. People are still dying from your reaction.
I don't know what I was saying, dude. I have no idea, but, whatever.
But Zelina Vega is able to hold her own. She's delivering Hurricane Ranas and swift kicks. And, but then when Andrade gets attacked in the back, she just stands there and screeches rather than attacking Rey. You figure when she's out by the ring, she can toss Rey around like there's no problem, or any other big superstar. But when she's backstage, she screeches like a surviving female in a horror film. It's just those kind of things piss me off too. But
hey, Pascal, dude, you didn't ask a question. I don't know who you are, but Jeff Pascal, you didn't ask a question, bro. I think you might be a little messed up on drugs or something. Like, he's in the chat. He just said, "Why the fuck don't you answer 99-cent questions or whatever?" You didn't ask one, Jeff. I mean, do I have to go back and show you your fucking super chat? I mean,
there was nothing there.
There's nothing there, dude.
It was
you didn't ask a question. Like let me show you your.
We answer everybody's stuff. Yeah.
Here's your super chat. Where is it? Here it is. Here's your super chat. It came up on the stream too, by the way. Like,
yeah, it just said 99 cents.
It just says 99 cents, dude. There's no question.
You didn't write anything.
Super Chat does not let you ask a question with 99 cents either. I think you have to donate more than $1 for Super Chat to ask a question. That's not my rule. That's YouTube's rule. That's just YouTube. They have you have to be $3, I think, or something. I don't know, to ask a question. I mean, maybe you can. I don't know, but yeah, you didn't ask a question, so try again. Like
he asked what Edge. What would we think if Edge returned as number 30?
Did he ask in the chat later or something?
I think he was trying to ask it as the Super Chat, but
and then he just
new to
texted
YouTube.
it. What did he say? What did he say?
He asked how we would feel. What's our opinion if Edge returned at number 30 in the Royal Rumble?
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that.
And went on to face Bray Wyatt.
Really?
I don't know. I don't.
Honestly, dude, it's too predictable now for me. Like I
have such a hard time believing Edge coming back as a possibility.
He got cleared. I mean,
just with his neck, I don't know. I find it so odd.
Why not? Shawn Michaels came back with his back, and Daniel Bryan came back. I mean, I don't.
Well, Daniel Bryan had more of a specific issue with concussions.
Oh, dude, Sheamus is back too. He's got the same thing as Edge. I 100%.
Yeah, the same thing I have, the spinal stenosis.
Yeah, no, I 100% believe that Edge would be back at the Rumble. Like, I can believe that 100%. Problem is, I'm not a big Edge fan, so but I'll be happy for him to get back in the ring.
Back in the day, but.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be happy for him, like, as a person, to come back and do something. If that makes him happy, that'll be cool. I don't care that much, but...
If Edge comes back, he has to win. So that's a scenario where I don't see them putting him in the Rumble. With everything, the story they're trying to tell with Lesnar now, do you think that he would...
Yeah, no,
Lesnar
because I think they're going to make you groan. They're going to make you be so angry, and then somebody's going to come out, number 30. It's going to be a big thing, because... Lesnar's going to last the whole fucking thing. It's going to be actually boring, believe it or not. I think it's going to be boring. It's going to be a gimmick Rumble. This is going to be a Rumble that, like, nothing we've seen in a long time or ever.
A lot of NXT talent.
Lesnar is going to straight up eliminate, like, 20 fucking people. Like, I'm serious. Like, Lesnar is going to eliminate everybody. And then it's going to come down to him, and there'll be somebody that comes out, and there'll be... somebody is going to probably eliminate him, and it's going to be a huge pop, and it's going to be a big thing. And I don't know who's going to be the one to do it, McIntyre, somebody else, but that seems to be what they're doing. That's why they're putting Lesnar in the Rumble as this obstacle, as this, oh God, he's already the champion, and now he's in the fucking Rumble, and now he's going to eliminate 30,000 people. And what if he wins? Oh, but look out, because here, Cena or Edge.
Here comes number 30.
Or McIntyre, exactly. Like, so somebody is going to come out, and maybe even 29. Like, so you can sort of double surprise you, because you think it's number 30.
What's the record of eliminations? Wasn't it Kane?
16,
16,
14,
right?
Yeah, somebody like that. Kane
or was it Roman Reigns?
I think Kane got beaten by Reigns or something.
I think Roman Reigns has it now.
Yeah, so I think Kane might have been 14 and Reigns is 16.
I think you're right, yeah.
Somebody looked that up, but I think that's what it is. But, so I could see Lesnar eliminating 20. So, but that's me. Like, but if Lesnar were to win, I mean, the only people that have won from number 1 are what? Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, and
Chris Benoit.
Or somebody. Yeah, Chris Benoit or Rey Mysterio. One of those two won. I forget.
Mysterio won from the number 2 spot, I thought.
Oh, I thought he was number 1, but
maybe.
I remember Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair, but I don't remember anybody after that.
Bruce says it's 14, so it might be Roman with 14.
So then that means Kane had 13 or 12.
Yeah, Carlos says Kane 11, Reigns 12, so it's still somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll double check after the fact, but yeah, because I mean, other people didn't Hogan was the champion when he won in 90. 91?
I got some fucking TMJ shit. Dude, my jaw right here. Remember when I had that thing with my ear?
Mm-hmm.
And I had the TMJ? My ear doesn't hurt. My ear's fine. But I got some fucking jaw thing. Like, dude, I swear to God, like, my jaw's out of alignment. I can feel it still, like, when I bite down, like, something here starts pushing. Something's fucked. Anyway, I only said that because I made a bunch of weird faces and people wondering why I'm saying that.
So it was Benoit, Mysterio. You were right with Mysterio. And Vince McMahon Vince was number 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Vince won from the the starting spot, but he was number 2. So
Yeah.
Rey Mysterio was number 2, says Isaiah. Vince was number 1. So people are kind of all over the place. But yeah, Flair was 3 in 92. Yeah, 1990, Hogan was the champ, and he won. He eliminated Mr. Perfect. I couldn't remember if it was 90 or 91.
Oh, I forgot.
But he was the champion, and he came into that Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
But since that time, they also defended the belt. What, twice since then?
To me, Shawn was like the best. Shawn and Ric Flair was the best. Like that was the best one spot.
Yeah, that was damn good.
I was so happy. I was so pumped for Shawn. He was a bad guy then too when he won it. I think number 1, but
yeah,
it was great. I was cheering him.
I used to go nuts for the Rumble. So yeah, I Hogan, and I don't think the belt was on the line. It was just Hogan was the champion and he won that year.
Well,
and then Flair won the belt in the Rumble, and then Triple H won the belt in the Rumble, right?
One in the belt in the Rumble.
Yeah, a few years ago when he faced, because then he faced Dean Ambrose at the Fastlane whatever pay-per-view, and then he faced Roman Reigns at Mania.
Yep.
So I don't know if it was defended more than
wasn't
twice.
Dean the IC champion at the time?
I think he might have been.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. But still, yeah. I mean, I love the Rumble. I love what it brings. I like that anything can happen feel. That's why Lesnar being number 1 is interesting. There's a lot to it. And it depends on, like you said, it could just be a total clusterfuck where he's just throwing and upheaving everybody over the top rope constantly. I just don't know if he can physically, stamina-wise, last that long. But we'll see. Like I said, usually that's what they do with some of the wrestlers, where you get like a good amount of people in, and then that gives them a break to get all the spots, the Kofi spot, the people jumping from the side and having to survive eliminations, and we'll see what happens. But hopefully we get some big surprise or some triumphant ending that really builds up WrestleMania. That'd be nice.
What else did we miss here on Raw? Where were we?
Andrade Ray, like you said, was a good match, turned into a disaster. I don't know what happened at the end there, but unfortunately it was it really fell short of what they were trying to go with. Then we had the Street Profits, the Viking Raiders, and the OC face off in a triple threat. Wasn't a bad match, but there wasn't really much to it either. They had some good moments, but it wasn't anything that was like awe-inspiring. There was nothing that I was like, wow, we've seen triple threat tag matches in NXT that have completely blown you away. I didn't get that from this. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't outstanding either. So we saw the Viking Raiders retain here, and Ivar got his top rope splash, goes ahead and gets the win. I'm glad that they retained here because, you've been, having the belts on them for a while. At least it makes them look like definitive champions, especially being beat by the OC twice in non-title matchups. So I'm just curious who they're going to build up to face them next. We'll have to see.
Yeah. I didn't care too much about it, but yeah, it was something. It happened.
Then we had Lynch and Asuka and that madness. We had Erick Rowan backstage.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ, they lynched Asuka?
By the way she was acting in the ring, you wouldn't be surprised. But
yeah, that horrible moment. Yeah, I got you.
Erick Rowan was backstage. He sees your buddy, Figure It Out, Mojo Rawley, asks if he can look in his cage. And Erick Rowan says, go ahead, help yourself, but don't tell anybody. Mojo peeks in and then freaks out, starts screaming like, what the hell is wrong with you? You're sick, and Eric just smiles, and that was the end of that segment. So now we know there's got to be something in there.
Yeah,
I was wrong.
There goes the nothing in the cage.
There goes the nothing. So it's got to be Lars's porno, just on Blu-ray. He's got to have like a little portable, Blu-ray player on repeat of Lars getting blown. And I think that's what's in there.
And that guy put his face in there and got all bloody.
Yeah. So
what the hell is it? What is there, a vagina?
It comes with 3D effects.
There's a living vagina in there. Somebody on their period is in there.
It's so they're leaning towards some type of decrepit animal or something. It's weird. I don't know what they're doing, but it doesn't make me more interested at this point. Do you even give a damn?
I mean, only if it was really good, but like Vince is known for this being just dumb. So
yeah, it feels very corny. So
like it would have been good if nothing was in there. Like that would have been funny. Like, and then he's like talking to it and he's crazy and he's got a cage. But honestly, dude, this is a mix of what Mojo Rawley should be doing and what he should be doing. You know what I mean? Like this should be like, now you can't do Mojo Rawley bringing a mirror down to talk to it, because that was my idea. Remember, he looks into the mirror, he screams into the mirror, and he's crazy, and like something's wrong, and like even the wrestlers are like trying to move the mirror. They get like, why is he yelling? He gets really good when he yells in the mirror. You know, all these ideas of him being crazy and nuts and snapping. But now we've got sort of Rowan doing that. But meanwhile, you know, so what is Mojo Rawley doing? So it's just so fucking weird. And now you can't really do that with Mojo Rawley, which was funny and it worked, because now you've kind of given that to Rowan.
Yeah.
So, but Mojo Rawley's there, so I guess Mojo Rawley is now he's just a dickhead, I guess. So Mojo Rawley's role is he's just a dickhead in the back who's a dickhead. So forget the whole like figure it out.
Yeah. Anything worthwhile has been thrown out the window with this.
Yeah. So now now there's something in there making people bloody. So, I mean, maybe it's like a sphere with razors all over it, and it's just weird.
But what would make him freak out like that? You know, if you saw razors all over something, you'd be like, why would you call him? You know, what the hell is wrong with you? You sadistic.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, see, we're gonna look back probably when they do unveil, if they ever unveil what's really in there, if they ever do that. It's probably going to be nothing like that at all. And then we're going to think back to this and be like, why did Mojo Rawley do that? Why did he react like this?
Exactly. So this will be the example they forget about.
Like, I mean, unless it's something like sick, like a baby doll head, and then like one of those like Robot Wars things, like with a slicer, and it like and it stabs out at you or whatever. Like, why would like the thing from like Toy Story?
Yeah,
like, it's
Sid's,
like a baby doll
baby
head, and then knives
spider.
coming out of it. Like, so, like something sick like that, I would understand that could be something, because what would get a guy bloody, and then also be something that Mojo Rawley would be like, dude, you're sick. Like, what the hell would that be?
Was it definitely blood though? Because some people were saying that it was just red on his face, that it might not have been blood.
I don't know. I mean, if it wasn't...
I took it as it being blood, but other people had said that just like it looked like there was something red on his face.
Even if it
wasn't...
wasn't...
he ran back screaming, so...
Even if it wasn't like... Even if he got misted by something, and it wasn't... He didn't get his nose bitten, and he got misted by something, still, what the fuck is... Well, what did Mojo see then? You know what I mean? Like, so it has to be... I still think it's a living vagina.
That would certainly, that time of the month, it's spring.
Yeah, I think it's Tammy Sitch's vagina.
Oh, of all.
I think
a little bit of a sunny disposition.
I think it's Sunny's pussy. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I'm telling everybody. This is why we have a 6% female audience, but I'm sorry.
We know we care.
I mean, I'm sorry.
That's how it goes. Erick Rowan beats up KJ Orso, I think his name was, in 20 seconds. Less than 30 seconds, he beats the hell out of him, and then obviously, like we said, the guy comes up and brings the sack to his head, the cage, and comes out screaming, and that was the whole angle. It's tiresome when we see them face local talent for so long. Like when you do it in the very beginning and you want to showcase someone's strength or athleticism, okay, but this has been weeks upon weeks, and I don't think the payoff is going to be big enough to be worth it.
Yeah, I didn't care that much.
I mean, like you said,
that.
really, we're joking about a vagina being in the cage. What else could be in there?
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, the guy was funny though. Another local talent that did a good job. That was kind of funny. So I'll say that.
I mean, they're working well, but it's just the fact of it. It's just tiresome at this point.
What happened after that? Is that the Sarah Logan?
No, we went to AJ Styles taking on Akira Tozawa.
Oh yeah, I skipped this.
That was pointless. Styles trying to hit his own RKO,
I mean,
why didn't they just have him and Randy face off this week? Those are the kind of things, like, I understand why they want to delay it, but in a storyline sense, they don't explain that away. They replayed the package of Orton, playing possum once again, which makes even less sense when you rewatch it. So.
Yeah, it's the dumbest thing. It's just, look at the clever thing we did. I mean, yeah, you did do that, and yeah, you did get social media talking, so that was kind of cool, I guess. But in the end, the long run of the story, it makes no sense.
Yeah,
it makes no sense.
Like I said, at least if the OC was always protecting AJ, and there was never a way Randy Orton could get to him, and the only way you can give him an RKO is because he had to feign an injury to get close. AJ had to leave his protection behind, but that wasn't it. He just RKO'd him the week before.
Why not have them jump him in the back parking lot and then run his leg over with like a golf cart thing? And be like, yeah, you want to pretend like you got an injury? How's it? Now you are injured, or now we are going to break your leg.
Now you are fucked.
I'm going to break your leg.
And then they sodomize him with the golf cart.
Yeah.
Like the whole golf cart right up Randy Orton's ass.
Like,
the entire thing. They stretched that bad boy far.
Like, you want to make a fool of me? Because doesn't the heel need to get him back now? Like,
you'd think that he would, more than just attempting to do his own RKO.
Yeah, like make the OC kick the shit out of, or like try to break his leg now. Like, oh, you're gonna make me look like an idiot. You're gonna try to make us look bad, pretending to have a leg injury.
Yeah, this is where the three of them should use their numbers advantage, as they always say, and jump the shit out of him.
Yeah, and beat the shit out of him.
Have Orton distracted in the back, saying the N-word repeatedly, playing Fortnite, and he's on his headset, not paying attention. He's like, "Oh, we're gonna drop in hot," and that's when AJ hits him in the head with a pipe. And then Orton has to wear a helmet, and he talks all slow for the next few weeks.
Oh, my God.
He's like, hey, Randy Orton.
Oh, my God.
I'm a fucking idiot.
Oh, my God.
At least he'd get his revenge.
Holy shit.
I'm a fucking idiot.
You are fucked.
Okay.
Oh.
Then we get.
I'm gonna get another email from somebody now because
we got more than just a few emails.
Oh, I gotta send you the email that I got the other day. Like, I was like, what? Scott, if the guy's listening, I want to apologize to him because he's really angry. But I'm not apologizing, but I am apologizing to him. Do you remember the other day when I said, what did I say? I said something like, it was on either Corrupted, it was on one of the shows, I forget, and I said that there was a guy who told me to stop playing the sound effects because he had like crazy PTSD or something.
Oh,
and so,
yeah.
And then I played, it might have been on Corrupted, I don't remember, and then I played like the and I said, fuck him, or whatever.
Yeah, and you did it over and over.
Well, this guy left me like a fucking novel, and he's not a real fan because he says he is a real fan, but then he complained about almost everything about the show. And I was like, well, I've been doing this for years, so there's no way you would have been okay with all that. But
it's one thing if you're watching live, but if that's the case, then pause it. You hear something you don't like, skip ahead.
It doesn't matter. It's not. He's not real. It can't be real.
No, I get that, but there's so many ways around it.
But he goes, oh, you need to apologize to that vet or whatever. And I'm like, dude, there's no vet. It's a joke. Like, you think that there's really a guy out there that told me to please not play those noises because I'm like, it's a joke. I set it up. Now you know it's a joke. Like,
exactly.
Whatever.
You're blowing your own.
And he complained about the cancerous tumor that I had sex with. Like, he was like, that's not funny either. And then he said, like, I'm gonna, if you don't apologize, I know people in the wrestling business, and I'm going to make sure they know about you and ruin your career and all these things. And he just left this giant email. Like, it was this huge email. It was so bizarre. But it's like, he's not serious because it's just somebody who's looking, I don't know what he's looking for. It was like crazy. It was like this long email. But it was like, are you really serious? Because I'm like, hey,
yeah, Kevin's right, because it was monetized this where you did the skit where you played the music to The Rock, the movie. And you had Tommy making the faces and playing the gun sound effects over it.
You got banned from Discord, Dylan? Why'd you get banned from Discord? I don't know. Message me on email. I'll figure it out.
One of my favorite comedians, they have their own show thing, and they got their channel temporarily banned on YouTube. And I'm like, oh, that sucks. What did they say? Something to piss somebody off now? But I guess one of the skits they did was making fun of black trans disabled athlete. And that got them certainly hit for the hate speech thing. So We like dark humor, but I could see how that was taken. Because I was like, of all things, I'm like, what joke did piss somebody off? Come on, really? Like, who's being sensitive now? Oh. And then they went in hard on on this particular athlete, and I'm like, yeah, I could see.
This email was insane. I almost wanted to read it, but it was wild. So I don't know if he's joking, trolling. But then when you threaten me, then it's kind of like, well, that's just weird that you're threatening me then, like if I don't, like whatever. So,
yeah, I've gotten some of those too. If you don't apologize on air, we're coming for you.
Something's going to happen, yeah.
We're going to bring signs to the arena and
I remember that. That was really funny. Yeah, dude, if you threaten me, like, you threaten somebody after asking, like, for their, like, apology for something or whatever, you're probably not going to get very far. Like, it's probably going to be a dumb idea. Like, so I am sorry if I hurt your little boo-boo feelings, but this is definitely not the show for you. My show is not for you. We have humor here that's wacky, so it's not gonna. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. It's a joke. There's no vet. He was like, you have to apologize. It's like there's no. It's a joke. Like, you think I'd really do that? Like, it's fucked up. What is there anything else from Raw that we missed here? Like, this
we talked briefly about the Bobby Lashley Lana angle, but this is just maddening. Now Rusev is on a green screen on vacation. He went on the honeymoon. He's on a beach, going to a nice restaurant, and Rusev gets challenged to a match right then and there, basically to a fight. And after showing them highlights of the wedding album, obviously just to anger them both. The only thing interesting I thought was that Bobby Lashley told Lana to shut up. I was like, okay, well, no, honestly,
I missed that. I did not notice that.
Yeah,
wow.
she was pissed off beyond. She's like, I hate you. You ruin everything, Rusev. And Lashley grabs a mic and he goes, shut up. And she just stopped dead in her tracks. Oh. So he's like, Rusev, you were a man until your ex-wife stripped you of your manhood, and I challenge you to show up on Raw if you have any balls left so I can rip them off and shove them down your throat. And Rusev goes ahead and he rips his shirt off, and he starts getting serious, and he's like, I'm not going to challenge you next week. I am going to challenge you next week as the Bulgarian Brute. So it was stupid the way he said it, but
yeah.
I know they're trying to like plant a seed and start the idea of Lana getting on Lashley's nerves. So that was interesting a little bit. If you could take anything away from this by him telling her to shut up.
Yeah.
They also went ahead and, when they finally got the interruptions away and the nuptials complete, they said, you may now kiss your bride. We didn't even really get I figured it'd be more romantic, and they tried to nothing. They just moved right on. So.
Yeah, they
didn't even hug. I'm like, oh, that's a real couple, Yeah,
the green screen and all the other stuff was just, there was.
So everyone kept saying, "Where's Liv Morgan and all this? Why didn't she come out?" Well, she's backstage, and she said that Rusev is going to need a partner next week because Lana's going to be in Bobby's corner, so she'll be in Rusev's corner.
Liv was good again on the mic, though.
She was good. She was decent. It's just, why wouldn't you be out there to interject? It felt very odd.
Why not why not save that whole thing and come out and have Liv be like, oh yeah, I didn't ever hook up with Lana. I know where to, I know how to take the spotlight from anybody.
But she's been posting incessantly, daily, multiple times a day on Instagram and Twitter, photos of her and Lana, together, and we went on this vacation, and when we did this together, and this, she's been trying to sell the idea of them really having a relationship. So she's gone so far to push this kayfabe angle as a reality, as truth, that it would be ridiculous now. She did say it was just a work. So that's what should have happened to begin with, maybe, but she's been working overtime to make it seem real.
The people keep asking about the donation link in the chat. There's people are super chatting, which you can super chat at the bottom. There's a $sign to super chat, and you can choose how much you want to donate there. There's no way to see where the donation goes after that on super chat because YouTube doesn't do that. So if you want to super chat, the $sign's below. But if you don't want to super chat and you want to donate through Streamlabs and that thing, I'm putting that link in the chat. So that's different. Look in the description box below with the video for Streamlabs. That's a better way to donate than Super Chat. Super Chat is you're paying Google. It's a Google payment thing. It's different. Streamlabs is you use a credit card or your PayPal, and it's a whole separate thing. It doesn't go through Google. It goes through me and PayPal and everything else. Super Chat is just directly through YouTube. So either way, you can do either one. I get more money if you do Streamlabs, so that'd be better. But Super Chat is fine as well, but it does take 30%.
Besides the minister getting attacked by security, there was a big sign right behind Lana and Bobby that said Lana loves BBC. So that was hilarious.
Yeah, that was the whole thing.
Lana Hart's BBC. I got that scene from Misfit verse, and I was like, oh dear God.
Though the whole segment was waste, the only good thing we got out of it was that sign. That's all anybody cared about was, that funny sign. The segment sucks.
After that, we heard that R-Truth has won the most titles ever in WWE, which is an insult to the history of the company with that 24/7 belt. Charlotte Flair comes out, and Sarah Logan doesn't even get a televised entrance. She's already in the ring. Sarah attacks her right off the bat, and it basically becomes a whole scrap. They strike each other, and that's when Sarah starts attacking her robe and basically starts throwing it, around and smashing it into the mat. And JR's like, oh, that was a gift from her father. Again, he's still alive, JR, or King. Ric Flair is still alive, so she can get another one. It's all right. And the ref brings her the robe, and then her music plays. And that was it. So that's all we got. Oh, hot shit of waste of time.
Yeah, it was at this point that Raw had completely gone off the rails.
Yeah, it nosedived from here. Then we had the Drew McIntyre, No Way Jose. I liked McIntyre here thoroughly. Him doing the countdown to get the Claymore kick is fun. The crowd gets into it. The Future Shock DDT looked great. Him attacking the conga line was funny. He even said, like, oh, I'm sorry, but the cheeseburger is probably a nice guy, but I hate conga lines. Like, that was funny.
Yeah.
I like that they're making him more of a face. Anybody attacking the conga line is going to get over as well, so that works.
Right.
And we know that he's been a really good babyface before. We've seen it work, so outside of WWE anyways.
Yeah, I think he can work out for him because it's like he's just being allowed to talk on the mic, and people like that. So as long as they don't get him, too cringy, you're worried. But he sounded good. It sounded like he was speaking authentically again. So it was good.
Yeah, it seemed legitimate, so it worked.
Oh, yeah.
And then we had Aleister Black, Shelton Benjamin. Haven't seen Shelton Benjamin in forever. And again, he doesn't even get a televised entrance. And as much as they talk him up on commentary, he gets hit with a black mask, gets pinned, and that's when Buddy Murphy runs into the ring, and they start to beat the hell out of each other. Murphy, puts the chair under Black's chin and delivers the knee to the chair. Was a really cool move set up there. Looked pretty devastating. Well executed. And now we're going to go ahead and see them get a rematch, I guess, again next week. So we'll see what happens with that fight. But I'm really hoping they don't take the magic we had between these two and they run it into the ground.
Yeah, probably.
They've had two really great matches. Now we're going to get a third. I hope it doesn't go on more than that.
I was looking around to see if there was anything else notable like that I missed from the show tonight that I could talk about, but I'm honestly out of anything to say about this show at this point other than
we discussed the main event with Big Show. Big Show will eventually turn on these two. We know it'll happen probably next week in a fist fight, or what is that what they're having? They're having a fist fight match?
Yeah, next week they're having a fist fight. That sounds retarded.
That sounds ridiculous. Yeah, nothing else from Raw. I'm curious, what do you think about Paige? She said that she has a huge career announcement that's going to be that's advertised to happen on WWE Backstage.
She's going into pornography.
That is a huge announcement. She's already been there. Now she's just making a professional turn.
Why is she doing it on Backstage?
I guess because that's like her show. That's where she's been most often.
So this is recently. To me, it's just ratings for Backstage, so it's something dumb, right? I mean, it can't be.
It could be. It could be big. I mean,
You think it's really
they've used that platform to make some bigger announcements, so
maybe it is. Maybe it's I'm returning to the ring. That'd be great. I mean,
I would love to see her, make an in-ring return, but I'm so weary of that with the way that she had to be taken out, and the way her neck is.
This is fucked up, and I don't mean to insult her because I like Paige, but wouldn't it be funny if they zoomed in on her face and she goes, "I'm announcing that I'm practicing," and then they zoom in on her face, and then this fucking
music,
porno music starts playing, and it like zooms in and out of her, and then she's like, and she does something with her tongue, and then all of a sudden, that's right, I'm practicing on pagespractice.com, and then she announces her adult website. And then and come visit me there, everybody. Good night from backstage. And then they leave and
yeah, her link to My Free Cams pops up.
Yeah, her link pops up down below. Oh my God, that would. Please, can that I would mark out.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Want some bubbly? Look at this stuff. Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
The king needs to hang it up. His commentary is brutal.
I mean, Mikey Fearstone, thanks for the donation, man. I mean, Mickey, we sort of were here with him when he left the last time. Years ago when he left, we were like, thank God. And then everybody they brought in just been terrible. So when they brought him back, we were like, okay. And now we're seeing why we wanted him to leave the last time.
It's like he was frozen in time, Jason X style. They cryogenically froze him, and then they thawed him out. And he's still using old references.
Lol is that guy who tells a joke and no one laughs, so he says it again and someone says, yay, we heard you the first time. Jake, that shit was funny as hell when you said Mojo Sawla's porn tapes inside Rollins' cage. Let's see Keith Lee in the R.R. Lesnar.
Deftones, thank you. Yeah, Jake had a good point with those porno videos in the cage. Deftones 22, thank you.
Thank you, Deftones.
And yeah, I mean, unfortunately, Lawler used to be great. Lawler used to be awesome, but this is bad. And we have Jet718, baby, 18 months in a row as a Twitch supporter on my Twitch channel.
Damn.
Thank you so much.
Happy birthday to JB in the chat. Not Justin Bailey, but JB.
Yeah.
And also happy birthday to Nate. I didn't hear before when he donated it was his birthday. So happy birthday, Nate.
Big 38 for Nate. 38, baby. You know what that means. He's pulling it out. He's pulling out all the stops for your mother. Thank you guys for the donations, too, by the way, tonight.
Super chat.
Much
Super
needed.
chat.
Praise the great General Salami of Iran. La 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 la.
Salami! Rest in peace, Salami. Casey is raw. Thank you. And Nate from VA is the top donator. Could take home that digital championship tonight.
Give it a hell yeah!
Thanks, Nate.
Mark the time. I will donate $50 because it is my favorite donation when Andrade wins without Zelina helping. Just because you're a heel doesn't mean you need to cheat every damn match. It makes you look weak. No real heels not caring about the faces.
Also, make it interesting. Thank you, make it interesting. I'll remember that. Can we not have Aleister Black versus the same guy every week anymore? And same thing with
Give it a hell yeah!
Drew.
Do you think Edge is really gonna show up at Rumble? Could he face Brock, or I got feeling he would face Seth? They have some history. I'm kinda dreading it though, cause it will be a watered down Edge.
Rated R Superstar. Thanks for the 316. I don't care. If he shows up, that'd be kind of exciting, so I'd be kind of happy about that. So it'd be cool, I guess. Like I said, I'm not the biggest Edge fan, but I mean, I like Edge. So that'd be kind of cool. It'd be kind of like the new version of Shawn Michaels coming back, you know?
Super chat.
In 1990, Hogan won the Rumble holding WWF/E title.
Mario Rodriguez. That's correct, man. Absolutely, you're right. And same thing with Roman, right? So, Mario, thank you for that, man. I love that Rumble.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
I was marking out for Hogan.
Look at this stuff. Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
In 2008, John Cena won his first Royal Rumble. 5 years later, in 2013, he won his second Royal Rumble. In 2015, Roman Reigns won his first Royal Rumble. 5 years later this year in 2020, will Roman win his second Royal Rumble?
God, I hope not. Dwayne the Cock Johnson. Thanks for the $3 and the stats. I hope not, though. I don't want to. Roman winning would be a letdown for me.
What else
I feel like Roman doesn't play to
a little
this
bit of the
story,
bubbly.
That's it.
Want
That's
some
it.
bubbly?
Yeah.
Look at this stuff. A little bit of the bubbly. That's it.
Lana loves BBC sign lol.
Hail Metal Forever. Thank you, Hail Metal Forever, for the $3, baby. Lana loves the BBC. That sign was great. It was a good sign.
It was hilarious. Yeah, I think if Roman wins, that would go towards Bray Wyatt, the SmackDown side of things. They're trying to find an opponent for Lesnar with this, it seems.
Hola, Brazil. What's up? Hail Metal Forever. Thank you so much. Let's see what else we got. Stuff rolling in, baby. We almost. I got the goal down below. We actually
get it, man.
almost hit the goal here.
To get it, man. Here we go.
Thank you.
Here we go. Oh no!
Damn.
Shove this donation up that ass. Can't shove the thumb up any further. Either Charlotte or Baszler will win the Rumble.
Oh man. Wow. Yeah. I mean, I think that. I think I was going Baszler number 1. And Sasha Banks number 2 in the women's rumble. Yeah, that's at least where I'm going for the women's rumble. John Williams, thank you, John Williams, for the donation. And I love your music.
With Ronda.
Ronda Lousy. I think Ronda's just going to challenge somebody, but yeah, Ronda could be still the number 1.
Imagine if it's another triple threat like Baszler, Becky, and Ronda.
Christ.
Super Chat Party.
Just doing cocaine and drinking listening to y'all.
Jeff Pascal, thanks for the $1.99, man. Have some fun with that cocaine, man. Be careful.
That's why he doesn't know how to work super chats.
Yeah, that's why he's all messed up.
Cocaine.
Be careful, man. It's got that, what's that shit that's been in it recently?
Fentanyl?
Fentanyl, yeah. Be careful.
That's in everything.
It's been in everything, yeah. It's even shown up in weed. That's fucking crazy, dude. That stuff is so scary, and the fact that it's happening is really bizarre.
Somebody overdosed, and the cop said, wear gloves to clean up their stuff, because if any of the drugs are around, you even just touch it, it can kill you.
That's crazy,
That's
dude.
how potent the fentanyl is.
Why is it around, man? They need to...
Because it makes the breakdown of, drugs cheaper, because they can make their portions last longer by putting in this synthetic stuff.
What else we got?
Fentanyl
A little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Morphine.
Want some bubbly? Look at this stuff. A little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
3 things. 1. We had absolutely something to do with the Saints game. 2. We will be in Houston for the Royal Rumble. McMahon purple penis is in Rowan's cage, hence the blood.
Oh, my God. McMahon's purple penis. That makes all the sense in the world why that guy called and told me all that stuff about the McMahons.
And that's
Wow.
why Mojo flipped out, because he knew he had to suck it to get back in the roster.
That's crazy.
I pray Bailey has a wardrobe malfunction to see her ass.
Ugh.
Purple penis.
I don't even like her that much. I don't know why people like her. I don't know. Gentle, thank you. She's got a big bubble ass, though.
Super Chat Party.
Liv Morgan is getting the BBC next.
Man, Liv Morgan is looking hot. And she's been good, man. Nick Grasso, what's up, buddy? She's been just really good acting. Like, I mean, it's weird. She doesn't come across like a wrestler like, I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin. But she comes across like an actress. If that makes any sense. But like most of the wrestlers in WWE now are like bad actors, bad porno actors or something. None of them really come across like wrestlers. They come across like bad, shitty actors. Liv Morgan doesn't come across like a really good wrestler who can talk, but she doesn't come across as a bad actor either. She comes across as like a fucking, like an actress. It's weird. It's fucking bizarre.
It's all very howdy.
You're my man. I wanna see you naked. Give me that Superman punch in my rectum. in my rectum. I don't care if your fist goes up my asshole. Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns.
I thought this Raw was way better than anything we have seen in a while. Format was fine and pace was better. It actually feels like it's building. Big Show got a big pop. At least there was an actual surprise instead botch mystery teammate like last time.
D's version 1, thank you for the $14. Yeah, I mean, this week was better than last week. This week's show was better than last week, and they tried something a little bit. But I'm still not happy with it. But it was better than last week. I mean, that's true. I don't think I was as happy with it as you were, but I can appreciate that. And by the way, thank you for becoming the largest donator of the stream, D's V1. Jay Swiss, subscribing again to Twitch. Thank you, Jay Swiss, for resubscribing. That's 15 months in a row from Jay Swiss. Jay Swiss, thank you. And D's version 1 is now the top donator.
I bet you we see a mixed tag match of Rusev and Liv Morgan taking on Bobby Lashley and Lana at the Rumble.
She just said that, though. She said that was what was going to happen.
Really?
Didn't she?
I haven't read the donation.
She said, "Looks like she needs a he needs someone in their corner." Oh, I guess
it
wasn't.
We're getting that this week.
Oh, right,
so
I get
she's
it.
just going to be in his corner.
That's right. Okay. Oh, and Jake.
But I'm thinking we're actually going to out of it. We'll get a mixed tag match.
Jake, you resubscribed on Twitch.
That's right, baby.
Yeah, it's free. If you guys have Amazon Prime, it's free. You get one free sub. So if you haven't subbed to some other person you like on Twitch already, do it to me. I get $3, and it costs you $0.
Super Chat Party.
Dorian.
Just wanted to say sorry about the Pats. Big trust.
Dorian's Spradlin, thanks very much for the $14.99. Now you are the top donator of the stream, and you could be taking home that JCS championship. Thank you, man. And D's lasted just a second there. Dorian, thank you, man. And yeah, I mean, good luck. And I'm sorry myself, but I'm not. So I'm not. Like I said, I'm not shocked. I knew they were gonna lose. So it was. I almost knew.
You certainly called it a while ago.
It's just looking at the team. It's like they're not gonna. They didn't. They were missing the offense. Something wasn't right. And yeah. But anyway, but I've never thought that. I was never that confident about them losing ever. Like, there's been a couple of years where I'm like, I don't know if we can win.
We've got a new Twitch follower.
But
hell yeah,
Tommy loves kids.
Off.
Tommy loves kids. Well, that's good. I mean, I love my kids. I mean, so I could see why he loves kids. Dorian Spradlin, thank you for the $14.99. You're the top donator of the stream. I'm gonna go ahead and say, Joe, adjust your white balance. What do you mean? I think my white balance is fine.
Yeah, yours is spot on. My lighting needs work on Skype.
I mean, you look a little okay. You look a little pale.
That's me in general.
But you look white balanced. Like, I mean, I think I look white balanced.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a little.
I can make myself.
I'm a little bluey, but I mean, I think I'm white balanced.
I can make myself red.
Because this, yeah, I think I'm white. I think the white balance is fine. Because I even took it off auto and actually balanced it, to be honest, earlier before I went live. But, I mean, am I crazy? Do I look weird to people?
Super Chat Party.
Do you think Brock eliminating a bunch of people at number 1 in the Rumble will affect others who need to get over and overall the entire Rumble match?
Ronald Ginsburg. What's up, Ron? I think that they don't care. In my opinion, this is all to create a gimmick in the gimmick that is Royal Rumble, and to make you kind of upset at Lesnar and to build that anger to the end when somebody comes out and it's like a big thing where they end up eliminating Lesnar. So I think that they don't care. Like, they literally, they just want to get that story over. They don't give a shit who gets thrown over the rope.
Yeah.
They just want to get that story. So you're going to see a different Rumble. This feels like we're going to get some kind of weird Rumble this year. It really does feel that way. Mo Time 1. Thank you for subscribing to me on Twitch, man. You guys That's 4 months in a row, man. Thank you so much for that. You guys know that this shit keeps my show going, so the donations are much appreciated. Thank you guys for dropping so many donations tonight like you have been and all year and what you guys did last year and in 2020. Hopefully the show's good. And I got to remind you guys, my Patreon is filled with audio podcasts and videos and stuff you can't hear on YouTube. Please check the Patreon out and become a patron. It's 30 hours of bonus content a month. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. It's Chizhiiknees.
$9 for a fuck. Someone donated 9. I'm getting hard. I got 9 inches inside of your wife. $9. I'm shooting my semen to the ceiling. I'm coming and my balls have turned blue. $9. Suck my dick.
Wanna suck it. I wanna buck it.
The Big Show is going to eliminate Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble.
Well, it's the Big Show.
I don't know. I'm sorry. Chizhiiknees. Thank you, Chizhiiknees. What's up, brother? Much appreciated, Chizhiiknees. We are, hell, man, we almost hit our goal. 97% to goal. For some reason, Super Chats don't come.
We've got a new Twitch follower. Hell yeah. Take my pants off.
JD the bearded elf. What the fuck? Thank you, man, for following me.
Rage Kings on Twitter let us know that the most number of eliminations is Braun Strowman at 13 for the greatest Royal Rumble. Therefore, it doesn't count. I don't count that shit.
Yeah, greatest Rumble doesn't
count. Even if WWE
count.
does. Roman Reigns at 12, Kane at 11, and Hulk Hogan and Stone Cold both have 10 eliminations, and then Shawn Michaels has 8. So... Uh-oh.
The greatest Royal Rumble.
I was like, what did we lose Joe with? Yeah, that is enough to... Speaking of, we have word today that WWE is setting up for their next Saudi event. That's right. Early planning and production is underway for the next WWE event in Saudi Arabia, reported by PW Insider.
They get bombed by Iran?
Get just destroyed. We're going to have it there. Oh, I meant there. Just building after building on fire. Oh, what a disaster.
Well,
WWE confiscated...
Big Show.
They confiscated Bischoff signs.
Bischoff signs?
Yeah, they took away... one fan had a sign that said hashtag 83 weeks on it. So that was interesting.
Wait, so they took away Eric Bischoff 83 weeks. Maybe that guy did. So the guy that brought the JCS Joe Cronin Show poop sign, maybe he lost the sign not because of the poop. Maybe it was because of the show.
I don't know. Maybe.
Because
I think it was...
all I know is when Road Dogg was back there, he was like, you'll never lose one of your signs. Like, remember the guy that brought it? He was like super obnoxious in the front. And it even said, like, fucking fire somebody, hire Joe Cronin Show, and, like, all these things. He
fire
was like...
Michael Cole, I think it was.
He's like, they're going to take my sign. They're going to take my sign. I'm like, dude, I almost 100%, I'm almost positive that they won't take your sign, unless Vince says it. Because Road Dogg won't take your sign. He'll keep it. I even had Road Dogg DM me. One day, Road Dogg DM'd me, literally said... Don't worry, Joe, your sign's safe.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? So I texted the guy who had the sign. He was like, have you seen the sign? I'm like, dude, yeah, I see the sign. Everybody saw it. It's cool. Thanks, man. Good shit. And then he was like, I feel like they're going to take my sign. And I DM'd Road Dogg. I was like, hey, don't take my buddy's sign. And Road Dogg was like, don't worry, Joe, your sign's okay. Your sign's safe. I was like, yeah. He goes, I won't take your signs unless they're fucked or something. You know, like it was so Road Dogg was looking out. But there ain't no Road Dogg back there anymore. They don't give a fuck. But maybe, yeah. I'm surprised they took an Eric Bischoff 83 weeks sign. That's weird. I mean, unless
maybe just because he's
weird.
no longer with the company. But
But even so, like there's people's things all the time, like Grimm's
It didn't even
Toy
say
Show.
his name; it just said hashtag 83 weeks on it.
Yeah, like GTS Wrestling or Joe Cronin Show or JD or whoever the fuck. Like, why would they? They don't normally take signs like that. So that's, I mean, especially where some of these signs are kind of in the background. That's some kind of change because they never took them before.
You're hearing lately too that a lot of people that bring like the gigantic heads and things like that, people are getting taken. Vince apparently hates those.
Really?
Yeah. Which I can believe that being annoying. The gigantic wrestler heads or fan heads. Play me a ditty, baby.
I'm just fucking kidding. I was gonna try to do the Big Show, then I realized I was in Drop D. Why am I in Drop D?
Just move it up 2 frets. You're fine.
That's right. Oh yeah. I mean, hold on. Who wants to eat my cock, by the way, in the chat?
Well, it's a big show.
Everybody.
Oh, it's a big bad show.
Apparently, it's being hinted at the fact of, via Paul Heyman, they don't feel that Lesnar should be competing in a filler match at this point, and there's, the rising stars of Raw are not ready for the bout against Brock Lesnar. That's why they're going with this angle. That makes sense. Why just have him in a filler match really quick when they can go ahead and, do something on a bigger scale like the Rumble? So that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, they always have to fall back to Lesnar, though. That's the thing that's like, man, they always...
Yeah, if anyone else had the belt, I'm sure we'd be getting a full-blown match, but...
Yeah, but it's like they always have to fall back.
Shit bum!
I was hoping the Iron Sheik would be the mystery partner and he cuts a shoot promo on Trump for bombing his home. Love you, Jake and Joe.
What's going on? Gorilla Strong, thanks for the $5 and becoming a $5 shit bum. Joe, play in C. You're welcome. Yeah, I know, man. I'm playing in Drop D. I don't know why. Gorilla Strong, thanks, my friend. I agree, man. Big $5 shit bum. Yeah, the Iron Sheik. Let's tell you to fuck that asshole. Like, it'd be great if he came back and did that. I'm a drummer, so I'm an idiot. So that's why guitar playing is not really my thing. It's pretty bad. I tried.
We've got a new Twitch follower.
Tommy Salami, 57.
Take my pants off.
Thank you, Tommy, for following me. What's going on, Tommy? Good to hear from you.
Salami is trending.
Shouldn't be fighting Grimm's Toy Show. But no, that being said, I think Raw tonight was a 5 out of 10 maybe.
I was going with a 4 myself.
Yeah, I think I did a 4 last week. So
last week I think I gave it like a 2. So
okay, well if I did whatever I gave it last week, I'll give it 1 point higher this week. I'm not sure what I gave last week, but I'll give it 1 point higher than that. So if it was a 3, I gave it a 4. If it's a 4, I give it a 5.
I'm giving this week a 4, solid, straight up.
Straight up. Yeah, I do have music coming. That's why. I'm sorry. Yeah, people are like, why is there fucking instruments all around your room? I've been working on fucking music for all last month, but this morning I was working on a bunch of stuff. It'll be out in March. I'll have something out. Right now it's all early pre-track things that I'm working on. So they're all samples of this is what
Can't wait.
This is the idea. Yeah. It'll be all whatever. I'll release it somewhere randomly. Maybe Bandcamp or something. I don't know. But it'll be out. Probably most of you won't like it, but it'll be out if you do care. It'll be on there. Be some fucking weird, dark, angry, emo-y shit. Dorian Stradlin is looking like he's going to take home the $14.99, and he's going to take home the digital JCS championship. I have a big Morning Madness, a podcast that I'm recording tonight, coming for you. Could be a part released tonight or in the morning, but it's a big episode of Morning Madness. So I did put out a question thing on Patreon. So if you haven't gone over to Patreon yet to check over there. I put out a questions for Morning Madness, which I put that up on Patreon all the time. So you guys can respond below it with a question or comment or a link to something or whatever. And I'll talk about it on my podcast. And I call my podcast for the last couple of years, I've called it Morning Madness, my single podcast. You guys know I do the Corrupted podcast with everybody else. We do Monetize This live on the other YouTube. But on Patreon, I have a podcast with my wife. Me and Jake do something there. Just there's so many things going on my Patreon. 30
Super
hours
chat.
a
Super
month
chat.
if you're $5.
I'll play guitar for you, Joe, if you rub my cock.
Jordan Karg, if you're over 18, then I'm game.
Daniel said, Bandcamp is going to be called Flutes in My Pussy. Reckless Jeff said, no
awesome.
stairway. Ain't that the truth?
I couldn't play it anyway. Morning Madness 198 is up, obviously, but this will be Morning Madness 199. So, guys, this will be the last episode ever of Morning Madness. So that's why it's a big deal to me. So get your questions in up on Patreon. It's the name of the show is changing to just Madness or the Madness Podcast or something like that. I know that you're thinking, who gives a shit? But the point is, I didn't release it every morning like I was supposed to. It kind of comes out randomly all the time. So the name Morning doesn't make any sense. The idea was to make it a morning show. And, you know,
we've got a
For
new
a
Twitch
while it
follower.
was.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Take my pants off.
I might make it back there again, but and it might come back to that. But the bottom line is I want to get rid of the word morning in it, so it will just be like the Cronin Podcast, Madness Podcast, something like that. And I'll continue episode 201, 202, but this will be the last time it will be called Morning Madness. So yeah, just stupid, just a name change, but you know, it's the last
Still,
one.
It's a huge change in all sense.
Yeah. And if you have Patreon, you'll be able to get the Dropbox for all the episodes, all 200 episodes going back a couple of years. And it's usually like between me being silly and ridiculous, talking about shit and talking shit, and then also being sometimes talking serious about shit and
introspective. Yeah,
it's all over the place. So it's might be something you want to listen to and become a patron and support the show.
A deep dive look within the mind of Joe Cronin.
And sometimes I talk about like farts for 15 minutes. You know, so
a good bowel movement.
Yeah, it's anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour usually, depending on what's going on.
Yeah, some days are made for venting, and some days are made for bullshitting.
And some days are made for Jake's insertion.
That's right. Those days end in Y. Have you heard any update on Jericho and his health following the... yeah, because Jericho
he might be
went
hurt.
into the press conference afterwards saying that his jaw was dislocated.
That's fucking crazy.
And then he said that his knee was swollen. He was going to have it looked at. That he thought the dragon screws that he had done had caused an issue with his knee. And this is according to Wrestling Observer, obviously. This was all taken from the post-Wrestle Kingdom 14 press conference. Jericho outright said he was banged up. This is before he went into the
bit of the
speech
bubbly.
about
That's it.
AEW working together.
Bubbly? Look at this stuff. Oh, a little bit of the bubbly. That's it.
Call it Joe Madness. Morning Madness.
Awonddy, what up? Awonddy, thanks for the $3.
Joe's Madness.
Joe's
I like
Madness. Yeah, maybe. I might do that. I'll come up with something. Madness or Joe Madness or
Cronin's cock.
Madness. The Madness. The Macho Madness. Joseph Madness. Danny Madness.
Yeah, I just didn't know if you had heard any updates.
No,
yet, 'cause I haven't heard
not,
a damn thing.
I'm not seeing it anywhere. It sounds like it's all stuff that he's going to come back to America and go get evaluated. That
We've
seems
got
to
a
be
new Twitch follower.
That's
The
why
only
we're
thing
not.
I've heard is him
yeah,
firing
take
back
my
at people
pants
calling him
off.
fat, which I think is ridiculous.
Well, I get it. I mean, Jericho has a wide frame anyway, and obviously Jericho works out, does a lot of right things, but he also drinks a lot of alcohol. I've been saying this for a while. He drinks a lot of beer and alcohol.
Yeah, and that puts a different type of poundage on you.
That's why his body is weird looking. That's why he looks like he's all ripped, but also out of shape. Yeah, he looks like he's out of shape, in shape. It's weird. And the reason is because of the alcohol. If he quit alcohol, ate better, and then worked out the way he does, he would look better. But I mean, dude, he's 50. He looks pretty good to me. He looks better naked.
I think he looks great still. Obviously it's not what he used to look like,
We've
but
got a
for
new
50
Twitch
and for
follower.
the matches that he's
Hell
putting
yeah,
on,
take
hell.
my pants off.
He looks better than I do. You know what I mean?
Much better than my bumbling fat ass.
The
last update I see was from Wrestling Observer and Wrestling Edge saying that he talks about being hurt at the press conference about his jaw and his knee being swollen. But the only other things I see for updates is him attacking fat shamers.
Does he? I forget how many kids Jericho has. Does he see his kids? Like, I feel like he has no time for anything. I mean, not to judge it. I'm just saying, like, it's weird.
I know. It's like...
I mean, like, I've got 3 kids, and I feel like I don't see them enough. And I'm home a lot. So, I just feel like he never shows them, never talks about them, never is doing anything. And maybe that's because he wants to keep them kind of safe or whatever. But it's just weird, I know.
What, 3 girls?
I thought he had 2. I thought he had 2 kids. I thought. You never hear about him. I mean, never. Not that we have to hear about them, but I just, you know, and I always wonder about that.
Yeah.
But whatever. That's probably how he's probably keeping it quiet so he doesn't get psycho fans fucking
3
talking
children.
about his kids. Yeah, he's got 3 as well. So I mean, hey. I mean, dude, can you imagine what I would look like if I was 48 or 49 and I had my 3 kids at this time? Because I look like shit now. My dad bod right now is kind of wild. I can't imagine what it would be like at 45 or 50.
Yeah, I'm the shape of a potato, so.
Oh, We've got a new Twitch follower. I'd have fucking...
Hell yeah, take my pants off.
I'd have cone nipples. And fucking... I'd have a dog bone right in my crotch.
I got bigger boobs than most of the chat, so... And that's the females.
Yeah, I mean, man...
what are you going to do? Chris Jericho said he lives in Tampa, his wife and 3 children, hates thumbtacks, and is obsessed with lake monsters. So, he's definitely got 2 girls. But yeah, like you said, you just never hear anything about his kids or them doing stuff.
Yeah. Not a dad. That's probably a good thing, though. Keep the kids away from these wrestling fans.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you want them out of the limelight because people are crazy. Look at all the people going nuts and threatening J.J. Abrams' life because Kylo Ren, the whole relationship angle they wanted from the movie. And, it's ridiculous. It's totally maddening. I'm not saying it's all Star Wars fans.
What?
It's just the most vocal, crazy
few. Are you talking about, like, the crazy, like, SJW fans or something? Or, like, the new fans? Or?
No, the ones that wanted, Kylo and Rey to have this whole relationship angle. They wanted them to have this where they live happily ever after. These fans have sent death threats to J.J. Abrams, and they've actually tried to get the actual real life actors together. They wanted Adam Driver to leave his wife to actually be with Daisy Ridley. I'm not even kidding. You should the Twitter stuff they have on this is. You think it's trolling, but it's not. They're like, oh my God, I gave so much, I haven't been able to sleep in days, and stressed out of their mind because the love story didn't turn out the way they wanted.
What in the Christ?
It's maddening. I'm not even exaggerating one bit.
That is weird shit, man. That is.
Yeah,
that's something.
Twitter fandom, I was blown away by half of this stuff.
No,
but just to see all the death threats coming to J.J. Abrams.
I'm getting the death threats. But
it wasn't like the regular Star Wars fans who were unhappy with the movie. No, it was people unhappy with a relationship they built in their mind.
Man, that's wild.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's nuts.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it says right here, fans threaten J.J. Abrams and report mental breakdowns over Kylo Ren's ending in Star Wars.
What the fuck?
And then the whole article here. Obviously, it's got some spoilers for the film, so I don't want to go into it much on air. But my God, is it just scary.
That is scary.
Scary how far some people have fallen. Some people said, I had to double up my anxiety medication for today, all because of you. Fuck you, JJ.
If you had to double up their anxiety, I mean, that's a joke, right? I mean, that can't be real.
It goes, I thought like some of these would be, just people trolling or going, but it goes on and on. It's like a journal of their insanity, all their thoughts laid out.
What the fuck?
This one girl goes on.
What the fuck is a loss?
I'm still haunted. I've been up since 3 a.m. crying every night. Fuck you, J.J. Abrams. I hope you die. I want your family to burn. It's like other people say how they can't get out of bed. They can't even read comics. They said, I feel like I'm mourning my life. I feel abused.
Well, all these people that are saying this probably should kill themselves.
They have some severe mental issues, but it's just shocking.
If you're one of these people, I mean, they need to end their lives. Like, they need to be off the planet.
Yeah,
if
it's
that bad.
Put out a video about it recently as well. I saw this article first.
Who did what?
It's a Gundam. He's a YouTuber. He put out a video on it. I'll send it to you so you can see all the highlights. It's pretty entertaining.
Like a Star Wars guy?
No, he just kind of.
We've got a new Twitch follower. Hell yeah! Take my pants
more
off.
Social etiquette and pop topics. You know, it goes over. You know, kind of angst against the current state of men in the world. It's pretty funny.
That's wild, man. These people have lost their minds. It is kind of funny to see all the people that were like, leave them alone in your toxic masculinity. You guys are all toxic fans. It's funny to go back. There's like a lot of YouTubers and a lot of people are going back into the tweets of people from the other Star Wars when we were all like, The Last Jedi is all feminist SJW shit and doesn't make sense. And then they were like, oh, you're fucking toxic fucking people. Like, you're disgusting toxic men. Like, all those people that were saying that, like, you know, we're toxic because we watched the movie and then said, this is bad and it's full of SJW shit. And they're the ones that are out there like, JJ, you know, should die and stuff like that. And it's like, wow, you called people I mean, we already knew this about these people, but you were calling people toxic males, toxic fans, toxic whatever the fuck. And then now here you are a couple of years later and you want people to die. Like,
yeah,
it's like
you're ready to actually, you know, end someone's life over this.
That's fucking hilarious. Like, I mean, because they've exposed themselves. That's the best thing, is they've all exposed themselves. That you don't really care about people. You don't really care about peace. You're not really a great social justice person. And really, social justice now just means like angry Nazi type person. Psychotic, like socialistic, fascist almost, like type of people. Like, that's what the SJWs are. And they've exposed themselves to be that now. Now that we've had the sample, because when they first came out with this sort of SJW shit the last 4 years, maybe if you want to go back 5 years, but especially the last 3 years, when they've come out with this shit, you know, it kind of came out of nowhere and we're all caught off guard, like, what? Who is this person? Who are they? Who is this? But now we've got a sample rate enough that they've exposed themselves to just being completely full of shit. And even and everybody's starting to hate them. That's the best thing. It was originally some of the extreme left people,
follower.
But now,
hell yeah, take my pants off.
It's the big disabled show. But now it's all the people who are sane, all the sane people on the left and the right and the middle and the top and the bottom. Everybody hates these people pretty much now. So, and you're starting to get some of them on the right too, or now they have the right wing SJWs too a little bit now. So now they've created a little group too. So there's like two little groups on each side. But at least we've exposed all these people to be psycho hypocrites. And going
like
forward,
you said, they consume their own. So
they eat their own 100%. That's the funniest part. The biggest virtue signalers will have the biggest fall eventually because they're virtue signaling because they're scared of their own past and their own behavior, and that behavior will repeat or will come back to haunt them, and they will be buried in a deep, dark grave and look fucking ridiculous, and I'm enjoying the shit out of it. And we'll talk about more of this on my other channel, so make sure you subscribe to my other channel, Corrupted Nation, on YouTube. Over 11,000 subscribers. Come on over there and join. That way, when I talk about shit like this that's funny, you guys can hear it over there.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see you have some time tomorrow. I have a few more things of the like to tell you about. You'll probably enjoy hearing. So
it'll be a good time.
Absolutely.
And I'm not sure when. Hopefully it'll be in a couple weeks or so. We're going to have my buddy on there eventually on the podcast. My buddy Jeremy from The Quartering. I've known him for years now on YouTube, and it's weird because the last couple of years his channel has blown up, and he's gone away from... He used to open card packs, and now he has a whole political thing and sort of news story channel, and it's really blown up. So it's going to be cool to get him on and talk to him. hopefully we'll get him on the next couple weeks. I sent him an email the other day, and he usually responds within a couple hours. So we'll hear from him. We'll have a bunch of different guests on the show next week, and it'll be a lot of fun and be good to hear from him. And a couple of old faces are going to be showing up on there for a podcast. So look for that too. There's a lot of shit to talk about.
Oh yeah.
That being said, Gatekeeper Drew's in the chat, and he's putting out the link to the channel for us. So thank you to Gatekeeper Drew. Thank you to Denise. Thank you to everybody else. Man, thanks guys for watching tonight. I don't know if there's anything else to mention. I think we got it all.
We'll see what happens with AEW Wednesday. See how Jericho's doing. We'll see what happens with NXT as well. You know,
I'm gonna the guy that asked me about all the whatever music I put up. It will be on probably JoeCronShow.net. A link to it or something will be up there. I'll tweet it out and message it out later. It'll be on probably JoeCronShow.net. I'll have a message or whatever the fuck. All my updates will be on there, and I'll tweet it out maybe or something. That's it. We're out. Goodbye. Dorian Spradlin, baby. He's gonna take home that JCS Digital Championship.
Yeah.
And it's going to be good. The Chosen one. Yeah, Roman Reigns attacked by fan is my #1 video. It's got like 2 million views or something.
Oh, when he got hit with the Money in the Bank case, right?
Yeah. Then the guy who filmed it claimed it and took half the money.
Gotta love it.
I used the video. But, I mean, I kind of get it. I used his video kind of. But, yeah, $1,200 was cut in half. But, hey, it happens, baby. Guys, I'll see you tomorrow for a Tuesday Night Throwdown, and it's going to be live on Corrupted Nation, so make sure you subscribe over there to catch me live tomorrow. I'll have news reports and updates here tomorrow for wrestling, and me and Jake will have a podcast out as well. See you there.
Yeah.
We've got a new Twitch follower. Hell yeah, take my pants off.
All your home opponents vids like an army of camels sitting comfy as shit. Make your own monetize this. You got 13 subscribers, now you're starting to Twitch. You got the same mic and setup, stop riding his dick. You got the same Skype setup, who you trying to kid? Get your own fucking gimmick, intellectual property. You're trying to pass Joe like he's going Monopoly. You won't be making $200, you're getting fucked by the long conk attendance racket Jones. Come fuck with me, taking your take, and you never give it back. Sitting hitting on the same 6 women in the chat. I'll lay you around and I'm Cronin's dick. Even though you own show, I got something to say. Shit. Chris Peeps is about as real as a spray tan. Face looking like it's grazed by a rape van. You done fucked up, cut butt, you suck butt, your cunt's bloody, you dumb fuck, and your mom's a slut. And while I'm at it, fuck you leech, motherfucker. Hope these words leave you shitting in your sheets, motherfuckers. You are corny little bitches, this is beef, motherfuckers. Watch me beat, meat, skeet, skeet, skeet on your mothers. Starting to think Joe Cronin should start charging admission for all the people that are riding on his dick these days. Fuck. Get your own ideas. I lay you around and I'm Cronin's dick. Even though your own show is shit. Fuck your ass. I lay you around and I'm Cronin's dick. Even though your own show is shit. Fuck your ass. I lay you around and I'm Cronin's dick. Even though your own show is shit. Around and I'm Cronin's dick. Even though your own show is shit. Fuck your ass.
Hey guys, Tommy returns Thursday on Patreon for the Honestly podcast. Me and Tommy, 1 hour, catching up on some things and talking about some shit. That's going to be a big one, baby. It's going to be a big one on Patreon. Patreon is necessary because it keeps my YouTube channel and these videos alive, as do the live donations. But if you are a patron and you're somebody that doesn't like donating live or doesn't understand that, if you become a patron for $5 a month, $2 a month, $10 a month, whatever it is you want to do, there's a whole bunch of bonus shit in it for you. So become a patron now, patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Download the Patreon app on your phone, and you'll be able to download tons of podcasts that I do on Patreon, 30 hours of bonus content a month that you cannot hear on YouTube. So it's all exclusive stuff. On top of the hours of shit that we do live on YouTube for free, But it's just a way that you guys can get a bunch of bonus shit, and also a way that I can keep being able to do these shows, because YouTube obviously doesn't pay the bills anymore as far as the ad revenue. But it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of shit over there. We have a huge crew on Patreon. And I want to shout out some of the patrons now real quick as we end the show who have gone to $25 and above. These are crucial people that have gone to $25 or above, because if they weren't there at that level, there wouldn't be enough patrons to really keep me going. So while you can be a patron for $1, $2, $5, these people have gone the extra limit to the $25 and above route. So I want to say thank you very much to ADTR, Arknolia Strokelbean, Awonddy Big M, Bryan Harper, CJ Bradley, ColdBrewKrew, Dan H. and Cora, Daniel Cater, Drew Bar 100, and Duane Crenshaw, Frog Kid, Gary Metzler. At the $50 spot, Gary Metzler, man, thank you. Gerald Armstrong, Joe Compton, the Renegade, and John ConstipatedRock, John Zippay, Joseph Lightsey, Kalel Bama, Star Scream, Matt Rossmeyer, Mike Torian, Mikey Two Crikey, NickY J, baby, and Shell Bryan, Shell at the 50 spot. And the big moderator in the chat, Sith Negan, baby. Sith Negan at the 100 spot for months now. Thank you to Sith Negan, man. One of the all-time top donators now in the 10 spot, I believe. Talk to me nice. The Bear 1322, a Mad OG, the Bear 1322, and Tony fucking Diesel, who has now become the largest Patreon, the biggest patron right now currently, Tony Diesel in the 110 spot. Tony Diesel, thank you, man, and thank you everybody for being up where you are. Also, Z the Reaper, baby. Z the Reaper in there as well. Thank you guys, because without your boost and your extra, you're just doing this to help the show. You also get your name put down below in the description box under every video during the time you are at the producer level, the $25 producer credit. Thank you guys so much for going above and beyond to keep the shows on the air and to keep me doing this, so I don't have to go back to doing 3 different jobs a week and stop doing this. So I appreciate that you're allowing me to continue doing this. We've been doing it 8 years, and it's only been my full-time job for the last 2.5 years. Before that, I obviously used to do this as a part-time and then work a couple full-time jobs. It was crazy trying to do the show on the side and things like that. So for the last 2.5 years, you guys have been beasts. And we've had a lot of fucked up and funny and crazy times on these shows, on all the different shows I do. But you guys have made it all possible. So thank you for that. And I know that the speech is gone on way too long, to be honest. Good night, everybody. But thank you. And I hope you think about becoming a patron and checking out all the bonus shit on Patreon. And we'll see you tomorrow for Tuesday Night Throwdown.
Purple penis.
All right, Drew, come on.
I'm a fucking idiot.
I know you are. You fucking idiot. Good night, everybody. Check out the Patreon now.